I'm probably gonna do this off screen, which means that if there's conversation that happens and you're just that determined to be a part of it, you're gonna have to go to his stream. I there
Mm-hmm.
there is no playlist yet.
No matter what you try, there is.
Yeah, there is no playlist yet. So but there's a link to his channel in the description. There's a link to his channel in every description of every video. Go there. What stream number is this, man? Like 18, 23?
I'm gonna check. It is 33.
So go to go stream number 33, and anything that gets talked about, I probably want to do the whole Little Mermaid thing, like off camera, because like that's the whole reason I wanted to stream tonight. But we'll cut back in when I get her down to like the last bar. That could be later on tonight. That could be several weeks from now. I don't know. But I do know that if I do this the hard way, I'm going to get angry.
And you won't like him when he's angry.
And I don't like it when I'm angry. I have stuff to do in the morning and I don't want to go to bed mad. So, we'll see you in a bit. For you, it'll be second. Like, this isn't the end of the episode. It's just, I'm going to cut it. Oh my gosh. With that being said, I'm going to mute the game audio because I don't need to hear this. So, like, just to clarify, what happened was I accidentally hit the I accidentally like held the trigger too long, and it triggered her runic attack, and that activated the fight. So it's not like she's stuck. She just doesn't, like, the fight just hasn't truly like started. So I think it's very similar to like in like something like Bloodborne, like when you run away from a fight, the enemy's de-aggro. And so I think that she just de-aggros. You know what, actually, hold on. So you remember those little, God, that stinks. Remember those programmable paddles under the controller?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one tap and she fires all four arrows without me having to fuck up and you know.
Yeah.
So how you been? Are Whitey's parents hippies?
No.
Were they real people?
Yes.
Okay, so they did exist. She was not born from sea foam. And I know I said I wouldn't talk about it, but think about like what a mermaid would really look like in reality. That shit would be terrifying.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the concept of like, oh yeah, the mermaids are beautiful and this, that, and the third. Where you putting your dick? Because like they bring this up in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. It's like the idea that like they're fish people. So like the idea where they're half fish, half person. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they have to. The top half has to be human, and the bottom half has to be fish, or or vice versa. That could simply just be that like they look like people, but they act like fish. Like that's half and half, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, technically,
Because if you think about the fact that like if it were like a sentient like with the intelligence of a human being like person, and you want it to work out in a way that you could mate I don't think you'd like the way it looked.
The top half has to be fish. Like
Yeah.
it has to be fish.
Unless it's split down the middle, and that's just, I don't even want to get into that part.
It being split down the middle would make it even more awkward, given that like at the end of the day, it's still scaly on one part. Like one part of this motherfucker is scaly. Oh, the outfit I got Freya wearing, she's wearing shoes. Well, not shoes, but her feet are bound, wrapped. So she's kind of wearing shoes. And I assume that this thing on her back is a cape of sorts, but I always thought it was kind of a bag. And you can't see this right now, like, because, you know, you're not looking at my TV screen. But Kratos is just kind of staring at Freya like, what the fuck is happening? What's going on? I feel like if I got her down to like 4 bars, I could do it.
But why would you?
But like when you come this far, it's like, eh. This is riveting gameplay.
The best.
For me as a player, this is amazing. And like, yeah, like you said, man, like you had to even fuck. Like even you had to come to like the realization that this is a bad RPG. Cause I'm not really sure how you would make this better. You know what I mean? Because if you take out the RPG elements, the only thing you can do is go back to the old way of upgrading. And it's like each weapon gets a little bit better over the course of the game. Like that would be the only way to do it. Because the idea of like, you know, Kratos wearing armor or whatever.
I mean, I always stand by the idea that like a good RPG, it doesn't have a difficulty setting. Like it's just you grind until it's easy.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it.
Like if you want the self-imposed like difficulty, then like
don't grind.
Yeah.
Or try not to level up. Like I watched a dude play Kingdom Hearts 2, and the whole objective was, could you beat Kingdom Hearts 2 at level 1? And Mark, I don't mean like could you roll credits. Like he did all the optional bosses and everything.
Yeah.
It's what he does. It's weird because like I'm like, if you're talking about Game Champ, I am, and he says that his pronouns are she and them, and I don't know if it's a bit because I haven't seen his face, but he sounds like a typical like white stereotypical dude, and a part of me feels like the whole like pronoun thing is like a bit that he's holding on to. Like do I really identify as this? No, not really. But for solidarity purposes, I still would prefer you call me she, them. And it's like, it is what it is. Next time if I ever, like I don't want to be called your majesty, but I do want to see like how somebody responds. I just find it interesting. The whole like transgender thing, the whole like, well, these are my pronouns, call me what I want to be called. And I just feel like if I ask them to call me like let's, oh Christ, I'm a bit gassy and it's the worst. Like let's say I was to meet a Christian transgender, like they have transitioned into the body that they feel they were supposed to be born into, but they also are super duper Christian. Like although like in theory, like, well, how could they be if blah blah blah? It's like, well, the Lord loves. But like if they're like, yeah, I prefer to be called he, it's like, oh okay, well I prefer to be called your Lord and Savior. My question is then, like, which side of them would they have to like abide by? You feel what I'm saying? Like which side of them would they have to abide by? Would they be like, well, like, because the answer is they just stopped talking to me because clearly I'm taking the piss. Like I've taken it, put it in the jug, and ran the fuck off with it. well, hobbled away with it. Like they just stopped talking to me. It's like, but if I'm like, yeah, I want to be called your Lord and Savior or His Majesty, or even worse, like I identify as Queen Elizabeth. Yes, it's very cold in this box. That's mean. We are on the 5th bar. It has taken us 8 minutes. If for whatever reason I can pull this off, then I will save the video as like a bonus that'll go at the very, very end of Beyond Ragnarok. But you know what you know what the problem is when I discuss like the trans thing, Mark?
Yeah.
I never say that I'm still on their side. I never say that. Yeah, I totally believe that you should be called whatever you want to be called, even if it's fucking stupid. Like my opinion on the situation is that. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I've been looking at this the whole time and I haven't paid attention to it. Like, yeah, the compass is still in the middle of our health bar. Because I kept seeing this ES and I was like, what does that mean? Because it's on the stun meter. And then I realized, oh, that's what's happening. No, like I don't, well, when I say I support them, I mean, I won't go to rallies or anything like that. But if it came down to like signing a petition so that like trans rights are legal in your state, of course I'd sign that. I have no reason not to. Now, if they said trans rights will be legal, but the Civil Rights Act will be like uninstated, it makes sense that they can go fuck themselves, right?
That would be fair. Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that everybody should feel that way. I'm just saying as a black person, they can go fuck themselves. But even then, it really wouldn't make a lot of sense that I'd be like that, you know, that's not going to really be the stance I take. It is go fuck yourself. I'm not signing this. But at the same time, I don't have a problem with you anymore. I have a problem with the motherfuckers that are making us choose between one or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the idea is for equal rights for everybody.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
But we aren't, because some of us are incredibly poor, and the rest of us, you know, make people incredibly poor.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I think I'm at the halfway mark. And it took me about 11 minutes.
I can literally take this one of their health bars down halfway in the first like bit of the fight. It's just after that, like it's just a fucking shit show.
So I have, so I can also like identify that like after like I launched the arrows, when the thing that shows Freya's arrows disappears, that's about the time you can tap it to get all 4 to like kind of get a rhythm going. Kratos is just hanging out, like he is staring at Freya like, what in the shit are you doing?
Her best.
The best shit that, yeah. The only thing that'll like fuck this up or make this suck is if like suddenly like you get halfway down and there's nothing you can do. Like you can't use the arrows or whatever reason, for whatever reason.
Watch, they're gonna patch this and make it so that like you
I don't
have
care.
to do it without Freya.
She can't come. Like she can't come in. That would suck because there's specific dialogue. Are you still doing this fight, or have you already beaten it?
That fight that you're doing right now? No, I've not done that fight yet.
But you have attempted it.
I stumbled across it and I tried it like twice, and I was like, no. Because that was when I went to Muspelheim for the first time. And I was like, oh, I'll try stuff here. And then I found that, and I was like, no.
Because my whole thing was like, well, of course I'm going to go do the Asgard stuff first, because it's not that hard. The fool I was, Mark. I was a fool. I was but a boy. I was yet to become a man. But yeah, transgender people, if you're watching this, what are you doing? You're doing touching your. I really do feel, because I'm a sexual creature, like I'm a beast. Like, and I think all men are beasts in the sense that like the way we like to live life is by like touching other people's genitals for the most part, and like and it goes for straight men and gay men. I have a hard time like separating the idea that like I have the wrong genitals from like this is my identity, because I feel like there's two camps on the whole thing. I feel like there are people who like just like don't ever want to change their gender, like they want to they want to re-identify, like they just feel like, you know, they feel more of the opposite sex than they look or whatever, but they don't have a problem with who they are as a being, as a creature, like as a creation. But then the people I feel like who get like gender reassignment, like I can't help but feel like, and I think I've said this before, like when you do gender reassignment, you are saying that gender is genitals. Because like, you know, because of porn, because of the incredible amount of tranny porn that I've seen over the years, like the amount of dudes who, I mean, are incredibly well hung, you know, God bless them, who like get fake titties put on and like get their faces done up a bit, but they keep the huge honking schlong. Like, I feel like, yeah, at that point, we are down to 4 bars. I feel like at that point, like I just find it all very confusing and conflicting. Cause like it's you know what it is? It's black people saying don't call us the N-word, but when they meet each other, what up, my nigga? How you doing? Oh, ain't shit, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very similar to that. But I think like in a nutshell, that is human. That is just like humans. That is just who we are as people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we are conflicting in that way. It's kind of like I beat the shit out of my children, but if you hit my kid, I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. It's like, it's, you know, it's a matter of personality, or not personality, but like personal responsibility. Like, my child needs to be hit, and that's my job. I don't know you. Why are you hitting my baby? Stop hitting my baby. You know, the same goes for like as wrestling fans. When we criticize wrestling, it's okay. But if I know for a fact you don't watch wrestling, and you're like, this shit ain't even real. Oh, that looks so dumb. Like, I'm mad at you. Like, I'm mad that you're close to me. Like, I want you to go away. Like, it's not real. I know it's not real. Like, that's half the reason I like it. Like, have you seen, like I don't know, like, I know I talked about boxing a lot recently. But boxing is an incredibly dangerous sport. You know what I mean? I mean, of course you understand what I mean. It's a sport where you get hit in the head. Like, the whole objective of a boxing match is to knock your opponent out, which is to hit him so hard in the
that he's no longer conscious.
That his brain bounces off the inside of his skull, and he goes night-night. Now, if it was more about, like, because Floyd Mayweather didn't fight like that. Floyd fought like he fought for points. Like, Floyd didn't fight to knock people out, or to like knock people out. He fought for points. Mike Tyson, on the other hand, was knocking motherfuckers out. Like, do you know how weird it is to see somebody like get hit, and then they like stumble and they hit the ground and they try to stand up? Like, their mind is saying, we got to get up. But their body is like, can't do it. Cannot do. Please help. Cannot do. You know what I mean? That's just weird. Yeah. Or like when you see somebody
get pretty horrifying.
Or when you see somebody get hit so hard they have a seizure. One could argue that's bad for your health.
I'm gonna kill myself on live TV.
Well, if you're gonna die, I feel like on TV is the best way to go.
I was so close.
Who are you fighting?
The sisters at that point.
Oh, so you had gotten Hootengam down, and now it's time for the sisters.
Yeah, I started getting overzealous.
That is how you do. 3 bars left to go, and we have been at this for 18 minutes. It won't take 30 minutes. But it'll be damn close to it. Oh my gosh.
I can seriously take their health down halfway in just my first attack.
Yeah, that's how I was. Like, what were you using? The Bifrost Storm?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think for that fight, I was running up to where the dude spawns in and, like, triggering that so everybody got caught in it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that fight really does come down to just a matter of luck. Oh. Everybody, no one understands me, Mark. They just don't understand me.
Nor can they.
They just don't see my real side. People make jokes. Oh man, I said it and then started up. I wish I could give you the sprinklies, but I can't. I act like shit don't faze me. Inside it drives me crazy. Why my insecurities could eat me alive. But then I see my baby and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go buy diapers. Fuck.
That's expensive.
It is. Like, I'm really thinking about just wrapping a fucking Walmart bag around and letting the shit in the bag.
Get those nappies.
You know my beef with, like, cloth diapers?
What?
Cloth isn't very absorbent.
Nah.
So, like, I totally understand, like, cloth diapers may be good for solid dumps.
But if they got the runs.
Or if they just pee. Like, what's the plan then? They're just gonna piss. Like, you ever tried to pee into a towel?
No.
No,
But
most people haven't.
I get your point.
Yeah. Oh god. Mark, this controller it's a godsend. The fact that it exists.
God of Warson?
Ah, get out. Oh my gosh. I gotta wake up at 6 so I can be up at 6:30. So I can be up by 6:30. So that I can get picked up at 7 to get where I'm going by 8 for an appointment at 8:30.
Uh-huh.
I don't want this anymore. Like, cause normally, like, I'd have, I wouldn't do anything tomorrow. Like,
Just
so I could do this all damn night. But I can't do this all damn night.
You could do something resembling it all goddamn night.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I'm just upset. I'm saying words.
2 pegs to go. Everything.
Why does it feel like the lower it got, the slower it got?
I don't know. A part of me wants to go in and fight her. But, like, here's the problem. The problem is integrity. I feel like it's more important that I see this all the way through to the end for the sake of art. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's all about integrity at this point.
Like, it's like, I mean, no, seriously, like, it's like, I'm pretty sure I can't do this again unless I, like, replay the game. But the thing is, like, I could probably I've gotten her down 2 bars at least 2 or 3 times. If I get her down to 1, I'm guaranteed to fucking win the fight. Like, I know I'll win the fight because I have a resurrection. But I don't know if she has, like, any revenge values. So, like, there might be something that happens when she's lower
and down. She just hits you for, like,
all my health
on 1.
Yeah, and I just don't, I don't know, I don't see it coming. So there's a combination of, like, oh man, you didn't fight her at all. I fought her a few times. But there's also the idea that like, well, you know, I did this for 23 minutes. I did this for 23 minutes only to try to like speed it up at the very end to die.
Don't get greedy.
And have to do it again. Yeah. Because if
There's
I'm not
no reason.
Yeah, there isn't. So I'm just here like, and like if it hadn't been for this like little paddle button, yeah.
They don't even have a stun meter.
No, they don't. It might be, well, it might be because they're so weak.
Not that weak.
I had a week back, about a week back. That's where my sense of humor like developed, right there. Like, my love for puns, I believe, started right then and there. Mierk?
Yeah.
Okay. You just had.
I'm just
comment.
letting the inside simmer.
Oh man, that sounds like a. That sounds. Man. You ever popped a zit?
Yeah.
Imagine.
It's relieving.
It is in most cases. Like popping a cyst is a very different sensation. Like popping a cyst usually still hurts quite a bit, and you don't like really get relief. You just end up with a handful of pus. Oh my god! What did I eat that's got me so farty? Oh. Oh. I am unhappy. Oh. It's. I really wish I could describe what that smell is, because I know it's from the Savella mirror. I know that it's the phosphate binder. Like, I know the phosphate binder is like making my farts extra danky dank, but it's a smell I've never smelled before. Jesus Murphy. Cheese and rice. But yeah, I kept trying to say like I would have been here like 3 hours ago when you sent me the text at first, and I think I probably had just nodded off by the time you said that. But I just kept falling asleep. Like I intended to charge my phone, but I didn't charge my phone, so the phone slipped off the pillow, and when I woke up in a panic. Like, what happened? What's going on? Where are we? What's happening? Like, I woke up in a panic, like not knowing where anything was, and I couldn't find my phone, and it had slid all the way underneath me, like it was under my stomach. 1 bar left. He said about 30 minutes. He was right. He was right. So it seems like maybe her health pool does get a little bit deeper as it gets lower.
Which is just a lie, if anything.
Yeah, honestly. It makes the segment
Like at that point, just make the health bar even bigger.
But yeah, just like, well, you're supposed to feel like you're like, no, I don't want. Meanwhile, Kratos is just like
Nom, 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 nom.
You alright, man?
No.
You want to talk about it? We can talk about it. We can put it down on paper.
Just not having a good time.
Hey! Do you not realize? Come out into the hallway. Like, you know how like sometimes you see videos of people who like go get gas and then the gas nozzle gets stuck in the car, like it's in the car, and they just drive off. Do you not realize you have my tubes? Look around you. Pay attention to your surroundings. I don't care. Fix it. Do not. It wasn't. It wasn't like that this morning. It wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, because you made it like that, which is why I said, pay attention to your surroundings. The world, like there are more people in the world than just you. The things you do affect other people. Fucking stop! Golly. It's one of those things that I feel like you only understand when you also don't really like pay attention to the world around you. Like it doesn't bother you that like people step on your shoes because you're constantly stepping on other people's shoes. But when you're trying to go out of your way to not like to be more aware of like your surroundings and not infringe on other people's existences and people do it to you, it's infuriating. Like just don't care. Like the lack of trying is upsetting. This is why Freya has black fingertips. This isn't her first time at the rodeo.
They hit so
Oh, they
hard.
hit hard. Yeah, they hit hard. Well, it's not that they hit hard. Is that, you know, there's a bunch of them hitting you at once with really strong attacks.
No, even the sisters like hit really hard.
Yeah, because there's two of them. Like they have that one attack that'll freeze you instantly. And like if you get hit by that mug, oh brother. Like if you get hit by the freezing attack, that's it. Because you're not going to be able to dodge anything from that point forward. I hate to say it, but he was right. It'll take about 30 minutes. He said it takes about 1,000 arrows. And at 4 arrows apiece. 4 per volley. Yeah. I'd imagine if you were doing this on PC, you could write a script that would fire the arrows like at the perfect interval. But at that point, couldn't you just get better at the game?
You think you could, but you can't.
We're almost done here. So we're almost done, Gina. Or GNA. Gnip, gnop.
What even is hitting me?